Mighty companions, welcome to Hardcore Course in Miracles. 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 Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Hardcore Course in Miracles. Welcome to Hardcore Course in Miracles here on Facebook Live. Here on Facebook Live. I am Earl Purdy, and I have been obsessed with teaching and learning A Course in Miracles for almost 40 years. And I've decided that that was what I was going to do in the world full time, over 30 years ago. And that is what I have been doing. And thanks to the higher power, the Holy Spirit, I have been able to do this because I am sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. And that's what I'm going to cover in Hardcore Course in Miracles. In today's presentation will be Lesson 50 in the Course in Miracles workbook. Lesson 50 in A Course in Miracles workbook. It's on page 79. Lesson 50, I am sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. We're going to talk about how you allow yourself to be sustained by the universe. How do you allow yourself to be sustained by the Creator? How do you allow yourself to be sustained by God? I'm going to share with you Hardcore Course in Miracles. And we're going to cover that lesson. Lesson 50. I am sustained by the love of God. So, I'm the divine repetition teacher. A Course in Miracles says that the key to changing your mind and learning A Course in Miracles, the key to learning A Course in Miracles, you have to remember what A Course in Miracles says about how you are going to learn A Course in Miracles. So these are the guidelines to A Course in Miracles. I'm going to give you the guidelines. These are the guidelines that the Course in Miracles itself says. These are the attitudes and the perception that you must have of the Course if you want to learn it. Remember only this. 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 This. Remember only this. You need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept 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 the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. The Course in Miracles says you don't have to welcome the ideas. You don't need to welcome the ideas. You don't need to accept the ideas. And you don't need to believe the ideas. Remember only this. You need not believe the ideas. You don't have to accept the ideas. You don't have to even welcome the ideas. Remember only this. Remember only this. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. 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 You may actively resist. What? You may actively resist some of the ideas you're going to hear from me from the Course in Miracles. You may actually resist some of the ideas that you hear from A Course in Miracles. So remember that. Remember that. Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget what? Some of the ideas you may actively resist. 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 Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Listen to me now. Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Did you hear me? Some of the ideas from A Course in Miracles you may find hard to believe. Some of the ideas in A Course in Miracles you will find hard to believe. You are not asked to judge the ideas at all. You are not being asked to judge these ideas at all. These are the guidelines from A Course in Miracles. This is in the Course in Miracles book. It's telling us the attitude that we need to have to study the Course. So listen and remember this. Nobody's asking you to judge these ideas. You are not being asked to analyze these ideas at all. That's not what you're being asked to do. You're not being asked to analyze and judge these ideas at all. I do not analyze A Course in Miracles. I'm a Course in Miracles teacher. I've been a full-time Course in Miracles teacher and student for 30 years. And I'm telling you, I do not spend the time in the Course in Miracles analyzing the ideas and judging the ideas, because the Course in Miracles itself says don't do that. So I'm not going to do that. The Course in Miracles also says, remember, their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. What will show you? Their use will give the ideas. 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 Their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. Listen to me now. Using the ideas, applying the ideas, using the ideas. Their use will give the ideas meaning. What is it that gives the ideas meaning? Their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. Using the Course in Miracles, using these ideas that I'm going to give you from the Course in Miracles. The Course in Miracles says if you use these ideas, the ideas will show you that the ideas are true. If you use the ideas will show you that they're true. And that's why you don't need to analyze it. That's why you don't need to judge it. Heck, your understanding of it isn't even necessary. Your understanding, you don't have to understand this. Just use the ideas, use the ideas, use the ideas. And we're going to be doing lesson 50. I'm Earl Purdy. I'm glad to be with my mighty companions. Let me get you up on my iPad so that I can see your comments and respond to you a lot easier. I'm excited to do hardcore Course in Miracles. I love doing hardcore Course in Miracles because the hardcore Course in Miracles presentations are especially geared toward, this is for the Course in Miracles students. This is for the Course in Miracles students, people who are studying A Course in Miracles and want to take advantage of my almost 40 years of teaching it and learning it. Everybody's welcome to watch it, but we're going to do lesson 50. But what I want to ask you to do is share this video on your timeline. If you're on Facebook, all you have to do is at the bottom where you see write a comment, right next to it, it says share. So just take a few seconds to share this live broadcast on your timeline or in some group. It's through us working together, sharing these ideas and sharing this thought that it will get out in the world. So please share this video. Okay, I have been doing the Course in Miracles, teaching the Course in Miracles, and being a New Thought teacher. And also I've been a soul purpose astrologer and numerologist for over 30 years. But I decided when I got into the course that I was going to be a full-time Course in Miracles teacher, which I've been doing ever since 1987. So I had to obviously get to the point that I could trust that the Holy Spirit, the voice for God, that God was going to take care of me, that the universe was going to provide, that love was going to provide if I decided to do this full time and leave a corporate job, which I did because it was my calling when I discovered the Course in Miracles. And the Course in Miracles says those who need you exactly the way you are will be sent to you. So I knew that whoever was drawn to me as a teacher would be sent by the Holy Spirit, the higher power. And the Course in Miracles says whoever is sent, like you, it says that they would be sent, the ones who resonate with me would be the ones that would benefit the most from the truth coming through me the way it comes through me. So remember, somebody that's sent to you by spirit, somebody that's sent to you by God, that's going to be somebody who needs you the way you are. So somebody sent to you by God is not going to be constantly trying to change you. Someone that's sent to you by the Creator to be in your life, to help your awakening, to share love with you, that's not going to be somebody who's constantly telling you that you have to be different, that you have to change. That is not somebody that love is sending to you. People that love sends to you, they're going to need you and love you the way you are. The way I express myself as a teacher, the way I express myself would be perfect for the students that would learn through me. So I know that everybody, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And I don't even care if I am everybody's cup of tea, because I love myself so much. I don't need everybody else's approval to be okay with myself. And so I know my students, the ones that resonate to me, they will love me and appreciate me as a teacher just as I am in the way I present it. And I'll also appreciate you for exactly who you are. And so only the right people can come. So I had to really get clear that I am sustained by the love of God. And you need to get clear that you are sustained by the love of God. Page 79, lesson 50. So I'm going to go through the first paragraph. I'm going to go through the first paragraph. Here we go. I am sustained by the love of God. Here is the answer. Here is the answer. Here is the answer. I'm going to read the paragraph first with rhythm and music, and then I'm going to go through it line by line. Here we go. I am sustained by the love of God. Here is the answer. Here is the answer. Here is the answer to every problem. Here is the answer to every problem that will confront you, that will confront you. Here is the answer to every problem that will confront you. Here is the answer to every problem that will confront you. Here is the answer to every problem that is confronting you. Here is the answer to every problem that will confront you today. Here is the answer to every problem that will confront you tomorrow. Here's the answer to every problem that will confront you today. And here's the answer to any problem that will confront you tomorrow. Here is the answer. You are sustained by the love of God. Here is the answer to every problem that will confront you throughout time. Here's the answer to every problem that will confront you throughout time. Say to yourself, whenever you have a problem confronting you today, tomorrow, or for the rest of your life, say to yourself, I am sustained by the love of God. I am sustained by the love of God. Now, that doesn't mean that you are sustained because you love God. You're sustained because you're telling God, I love you, God, I love you, God, I love you, God. No, that's not what it's talking about. That's not what it's talking about. You are sustained by God's love. It's the Creator's love for you. that is sustaining you. You are sustained by God's love. It's you don't get sustained just because you say all day long, I love God, I love God, I love God, I love God. That's not what it's talking about. It's saying God loves you. You are sustained by the love of God because God loves you. And it says this is the answer to every problem that will confront you today and tomorrow and throughout time in this world. In this world, you believe you are sustained by everything but God. In this world, you believe you are sustained by everything but God. Your faith is placed in the most trivial and insane symbols. Your faith is placed in the most trivial and insane symbols. Pills. Your faith is placed in pills. Your faith is placed in money. Your faith is placed in protective clothing. Your faith is placed in influence. Your faith is placed in prestige. Your faith is placed in being liked. Your faith is placed in knowing the right people. Your faith is placed in knowing the right people. Your faith is placed in an endless list of forms of nothingness. Did you hear what the Course in Miracles says? So we have our faith placed in an endless list of different forms of things that really don't take care of us. He says that we have endowed with magical powers. So the Course in Miracles says, you really have faith in pills. You really have faith in money. It says the person is not aware that they're sustained by God. The way of master, the Course in Miracles says that's a person that is sustained in their perception by having pills and by having money, that they think money is taking care of them. Someone who doesn't know that they're sustained by the love of God. Do you know that somebody who doesn't know that they are sustained by the love of God, that is a person that thinks that pills are taking care of them, money is taking care of them, making sure you got protective clothing on is taking care of them. So our faith is placed in influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people, and an endless list of forms of nothingness that we endow with magical powers. That's the first paragraph. So that first sentence says that we are sustained by the love of God, that's going to be the answer to whatever you're going through right now, whatever problem that's confronting you right now, whatever that problem is, tell yourself right now, I am sustained by the love of God. If you remember earlier, I said you don't have to believe it, accept it, or welcome it, so there's no excuse for not saying it, because the Course in Miracles says you don't have to believe it, you don't have to accept it, you don't have to welcome it, that it might be startling and hard to believe. But what did it say? Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Just use the idea. What is the idea that you're supposed to be using? The idea that you're supposed to be using is, I am sustained by the love of God. So just say that. I am sustained by the love of God, whether you believe it or not. So then the Course in Miracles says something else very brilliant. It says, in this world, a person usually believes that they're sustained by everything but God. Say, in this world, people believe that everything is taken care of them but God. The Course says, in this world, that people believe that everything is taken care of them but God. It says it right here. Your faith is placed in the most trivial and insane symbols, like pills. Like, I believe in, I got to have that aspirin. You know what I'm saying? I got to have that pill. The Course says we believe that we've got to have money. Now, you know that's the truth. That so much of our beliefs are around the idea that we have to have money. So many of our beliefs are centered on, I believe that money is taking care of me. I believe that money is taking care of me. I believe if I have enough money, everything is going to be all right. I believe if I have enough money, there's a part of me that believes that if I have enough money, I'm going to be all right. So my faith is placed in money. There's a part of me that has faith in money. Now, having faith in money doesn't necessarily mean that you are. The Course in Miracles says that Holy Spirit knows that you need money to stay. But the truth is, in the Course in Miracles, there's a section called the Question of Payment that's in the psychotherapy part of A Course in Miracles. And so the Course in Miracles is saying the problem is that you believe that money is taking care of you. That there's a part of you that might believe that money is taking care of you. And then he says there's a part of us that believe that you better wear a coat, that you're being taken care of by protective clothing. The Course in Miracles says there's a part of us that believes that having influence will take care of us. If I know this person that works at this company who knows the person that's hiring, maybe I'll get a job. In other words, I believe that influence is taking care of me. Then the Course in Miracles says there's a part of us that believes that prestige takes care of us. And then the Course says that there's a part of us that believes that being liked, that if people like me, I'm going to be provided for. If people like me, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be all right. And then the Course in Miracles says there's a part of us that has faith in knowing the right people. If I know just the right person, that's going to help me. That's going to take care of me. If I know important and influential people, that's going to help me. The Course in Miracles says there's a part of us that has faith in that idea. And the Course in Miracles says we got faith in an endless list of things that we believe that's taking care of us. And I would venture to say one of the main things or beings that we believe is taking care of us instead of God is us. More than anything, I think I'm taking care of me. I better take care of me. That was the first paragraph. You know that? So that's the first paragraph. This is one of the most important lessons in the Course in Miracles. It's the one I'm covering right now. The lesson called I am sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. You're sustained by the love of God. You're sustained by the love of God. You're not being sustained by pills. Pills are not sustaining you. Pills are not sustaining you. You're not taken care of by money. Money is not what is taking care of you. The universe may give you money so that you can fulfill your function. The universe may give you money. God may give you money so that you can be provided for. It says in the Course in Miracles, in the Question of Payment, it says quite clearly that you will be given what you need to stay. And what you need are the right ideas. What you need are the right perceptions. The Course in Miracles is always getting us in touch with what's going on in our perception. It's your perception and how you see things. That's what's going to have the greatest effect on how you're taken care of. Paragraph 2. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. Hear this. Pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people. All these things are your replacements for the love of God. And I'm going to repeat this. Money is your replacement for the love of God. Pills are your replacements for the love of God. Protective clothing are your replacement, is your replacement for the love of God. Influence is your replacement for the love of God. Prestige is your replacement for the love of God. Being liked is your replacement for the love of God. Knowing the right people, that's your replacement for the love of God. So instead of having faith in God, I have faith in money. Instead of having faith in God, I have faith in pills. Instead of having faith in God, I have faith in clothing. Instead of having faith in God, I have faith in influence. Instead of having faith in God, I have faith in prestige. Instead of having faith in God, I have faith in being liked. Instead of having faith in God, I have faith in knowing the right people. That's what the Course in Miracles is saying to us. This is what we really believe in. If we be really honest, that there's a part of us that totally believes that it's pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, and knowing the right people, and a whole lot of other stuff that's taking care of us, rather than realizing that we're sustained by the love of God. I'm the divine repetition teacher. I'm going to repeat myself a lot. I'm going to repeat what the Course is saying, and I'm going to repeat it a lot, because all we have to do is remember it and use the ideas. Use the ideas, and they will show you that the ideas are true. So use the idea that you are sustained by God. I say use the idea that you are sustained by the love of God. Use that idea. So what does that mean, to use that idea? It means use the idea and repeat it. The Course says over and over again, say this, repeat this, say this, repeat this, say this, repeat this. But what do most people who are studying the Course in Miracles, what do? They sit around and they analyze the Course in Miracles. And the Course in Miracles is saying it's just your ego, the part of you that doesn't know the truth and will never know the truth, that needs to analyze everything. What you need to do is you need to use the idea. So all these things are your replacements for the love of God. All these things are cherished to ensure a body identification. All these outer things are cherished to ensure that you will keep on thinking that you're a body. If you cherish pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people, then you are just trying to ensure that you will keep on identifying with being a body. That's what those things are cherished for. They're cherished by my ego. They're cherished by your false self. Your false self, it cherishes pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, to ensure a body identification. You're trying to keep on, your ego, your false self is trying to make you think you're a body. And it tries to make you think you're just a body by making you have faith in pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people, and an endless list of forms of nothingness that you endow with magical powers. These things are replacements for the love of God. These things are cherished to get you to keep believing that you are just a small, limited body. You are more than a body. You are more than a body. You have a body. You have a body, but you're more than a body. You are more than a body. You are not a body. You are free. You are not your body. You are free. You are not the body. You are free. You are not the body. You are free. You are not the body. You are free. You are free. You are more than a body. And the Course in Miracles says, when you have faith in pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, it says, when you have faith in that, they are songs of praise to the ego. When I believe in money more than I believe in God, I'm praising my false self. I'm praising the ego. When I believe in pills more than I believe in God, then I'm praising my ego. The Course says, when you are into clothes, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people, you're just singing a praise to your fearful ego. Now, the Course did not say there was anything wrong in having any of those things. The Course is not saying that there is anything wrong with having any of those things. All of those things are neutral. But you're either having faith in those things, you're either thinking those things are taking care of you or sustaining you, or you have to believe that your Creator is sustaining you. And your Creator may sustain you through those things. But it's not those things that are sustaining you. You are sustained by the love of God. God's love is sustaining you. Your Creator's love is sustaining you. Your Creator's love is sustaining you. You are sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. I'm going to repeat that as much as possible. It says in paragraph 2 in the Course in Miracles on page 79 in lesson 50, I am sustained by the love of God. It says, do not put your faith in the worthless. Do not put your faith in the worthless. Do not put your faith in the worthless. And from a Course in Miracles standpoint, what is the worthless? Pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people. That is the worthless. It's worthless in comparison to knowing that you are sustained by God. Putting your faith in all of that is worthless in comparison to knowing that you are sustained by the love of your Creator. So it will not sustain you. That's what it says in the second paragraph, the last sentence. It will not sustain you. What is it that won't sustain you? Having faith in pills, having faith in money, having faith in protective clothing, having faith in influence, having faith in prestige, having faith in being liked, having faith in knowing the right people, and a whole host of outer things that we think are taking care of us. The Course in Miracles is saying the things in the outer world will not sustain you. It's the love of God that will sustain you. God will sustain you. God will sustain you. Your Creator will sustain you. The Creator will sustain you. The universe will sustain you. The universe. One of the definitions that the Course in Miracles uses of God is the universe. The universe will sustain you. All that is will sustain you. You are sustained by the love of all that is. God is all that is. You are sustained by the love coming at you, sustaining you from all that is. Joanne says, I am not my body, I am free. Yvette says, I am not the body, I am free. Bridget says, I must remember I am sustained by the love of God. Jim says, I am not this body, for I am free, and still as God created me, forever innocent, sinless, guiltless. That's beautiful, Jim. Donna Ray says, I am sustained by the love of God. That's right, Donna Ray. And Kim says, I should not put my faith in the worthless. I do take my pills. And that's what I was saying. Don't take this as meaning you should not take your pills or it's not okay for you to have money. The Course in Miracles is saying that's not what ultimately is sustaining you. Your life is coming from God. Your life is coming from God. Your existence is coming from God. You are sustained by that which created you. That's what the Course is saying. So it's not in judgment of pills, money. As a matter of fact, the Course in Miracles says that you can use those things as a symbolic gesture to show that you're willing to be healed. So don't misperceive what I'm saying. Listen to me carefully. I am not saying, and the Course in Miracles is not saying there's something wrong with using pills or money or whatever. The Course in Miracles is just telling you the truth. It's saying that's not really what's taking care of you, though. It's your Creator that's taking care of you. I'm telling you now, it's your Creator that's taking care of you. Bridget says, God is all there is. God is all there is. That is true. That is true. Yvette says, my life is from God. Demola says, I will have my pills, my money, and I will have God. Denise says, you are hitting home tonight. Omani says, I will not value the valueless. And so I'm so glad that we have our mighty companions online. Those of you who are hearing this and really resonating with this and really appreciating this, out there that's watching that you may not even be making comments, would you just send up some heart emojis right now? Those of us that are joined as mighty companions, let's shoot out some heart emojis right now to let each other know that we appreciate coming together right now and joining on the truth together right now. Send the heart emojis right now as a symbol of your appreciation of what you are receiving and your appreciation of each other. Come on now. I see the emojis coming up and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, thank you. Keep on sending them. I love you all. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. I appreciate you. Now I'm going to do paragraph 3. I'm going to hit paragraph 3. Listen to paragraph 3 in lesson 50. I am sustained by the love of God, page 79. So, here we go. Let's listen to paragraph 3. Only the love of God. Only the love of God. Did you hear me? Only the love of God will protect you. Did you hear me now? Only the love of God. I love the hearts. Thank you for continuing to send them up. Only the love of God. Only the love of God. Only the love of God will protect you. Only love of God. Only the love of God will protect you. Only the love of God will protect you in all circumstances. In all circumstances, only the love of God will protect you. The love of God will lift you out of every trial, and raise you high, above all the perceived dangers of the world. I'll say it again. Only the love of God will protect you in all circumstances. The love of God will lift you out of every trial and raise you high above all the perceived dangers of this world into a climate of perfect peace, and safety. Only the love of God will protect you in all circumstances. The love of God will lift you out of every trial and raise you high above all the perceived dangers of this world into a climate of perfect peace and safety. I ask you, do you want to go into a climate of perfect peace and safety? Perfect peace and safety. Are you ready for perfect peace and safety? Perfect peace and safety. I am ready for what? I am ready for perfect peace and safety. I am ready for perfect peace and safety. I am ready for perfect peace and safety. Let's repeat it. Let's repeat it. Let's repeat it. Let's do it together. I am ready for perfect peace and safety. 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 You are ready for perfect peace and safety. You are ready for perfect peace and safety. Now take a deep breath. Do you know what the love of God is going to do? It says it will transport you. The love of God will transport you into a state of mind. God's love will transport you. God's love will transport you into a state of mind, God's love will transport you into a state of mind. What kind of state of mind? A state of mind that nothing can threaten. The love of God, God's love, will transport you into a state of mind that nothing can threaten, a state of mind that nothing can disturb, a state of mind where nothing can intrude upon the eternal calm of the Son of God. So listen to the first sentence in paragraph 3. What did it say? It says, it's the love of God that will protect you in all circumstances. It is the love of God that's going to protect you in all circumstances. That the love of God, God's love will lift you. God's love will lift you out of every trial. God's love will raise you high above all the perceived dangers of this world. God's love will lift you up above all the dangers of this world. God's love will lift you up above all the dangers of this world into a state of mind. What kind of state of mind? You're going to go into a climate of perfect peace and safety. You're going to be transported into a state of mind. Do you know you're going to have a state of mind that nothing can threaten? You're going to have a state of mind that nothing can disturb. You're going to have a state of mind that nothing can intrude upon your eternal calm. Listen, that's what's going to happen. The love of God is going to protect you in every circumstance that you're going through. God's love is going to lift you out of every trial. It's going to raise you high above all the perceived dangers of this world. The Course in Miracles says, don't you know that you're going to get and you're going to have a state of mind that nothing can threaten. You're going to have a state of mind that nothing can disturb your peace. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have a calm that never ends. That's what God's love will do. It's God's love that will protect you in all circumstances. That is the truth. So let's look at paragraph number 4. Remember, it's about repeating, hearing, repeating, using the ideas, hearing the ideas. But don't think that I'm telling you that you have to believe it, accept it, or welcome it. Some of it might be hard to believe. Some of it might be quite startling. It's already told us that. So that's not the issue. So listen to me. Put not your faith in illusions. Don't put your faith in what? Don't put your faith in illusions. Don't put your faith in false ideas. Don't put your faith in pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people. Don't put your faith in illusions. Don't put your faith in illusions. Illusions will fail you. Money, pills, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people. This in and of itself will fail you. Put all your faith in the love of God. What? Put all your faith in the love of God. I put all my faith in the love of God. I put all my faith in the love of God. I put all my faith in the love of God. You put all your faith in the love of God. You put all your faith in the love of God. We put all our faith in the love of God. So the love of God is within you. The love of God is within you. It says in paragraph 4 that the love of God is within you. And then it gives you the characteristics of the love of God. So what's the characteristics of the love of God? The love of God is eternal. The love of God is eternal. The love of God is changeless. The love of God is changeless. God's love is forever unfailing. God's love is forever unfailing. God's love is forever unfailing. Then it says, only the love of God within you. This is the answer to whatever confronts you today. So what is the answer to whatever is confronting you today? Knowing that it's through having faith in the love of God inside me. This is the answer. I'm going to have faith in God's love that is inside me. It says this is the answer to whatever confronts you today. The answer to whatever confronts you today. Did it say the answer to whatever confronts you today? The answer to whatever confronts you today is what? Knowing that the love of God within you, that it is forever unfailing. That's the answer to whatever confronts you today. Through the love of God within you. Through the love of God within you. It says in paragraph 4 on page 79 in the workbook of A Course in Miracles. It says, through the love of God within you. Through the love of God within you. You can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. And you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence through the love of God within you. You can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Then it says, tell yourself this often today. Tell yourself this often today. Tell yourself what often today? Tell yourself this. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within you, through the love of God within you, you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within you, you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. And it says, do what? Tell yourself this often today. Tell yourself what? Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within you, you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within me, through the love of God within me, through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within us, we can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within us, we can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Tell yourself this often today. Tell yourself this. 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 Don't try to analyze this. Don't try to analyze this. Just friggin' say it. Just friggin' say it over and over. Go. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. It's a declaration of release. It's your declaration of release. It's your declaration of release. It's your declaration of release from what? From your belief in idols. When you say this through the love of God, when you say it's through the love of God within you that you can resolve all difficulties, that's a declaration of your relief and your release from the belief in idols. So what are idols? What are idols? Idols are pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people, and an endless list of forms of nothing that you endow with magical powers. The Course in Miracles defines the way we look at pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, and knowing the right people. It says the way we look at that is idolatry. Again, these things are neutral. They're not good or bad. So the Course in Miracles is not, these things can be helpful when we recognize that all things that we receive come from God. Don't confuse the channel with the source. Don't confuse the channel with the source. Money is a channel. Pills are a channel. Protective clothing is a channel. Influence, prestige, being like, knowing the right people, these can all be channels, but they are not the source. God is the source. The Creator is the source. That which created you is the source. So when you say through the love of God within you, you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence, that's a declaration of release from your belief in false ideas. Idols are false ideas. Idols are anything that we would put before our peace. Idols are anything that we put before God. When you say through the love of God within you, you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence, it is your acknowledgement of the truth about yourself. Don't you know it's time for you to acknowledge the truth about yourself? And whenever you say through the love of God within you, you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence, that is your declaration of release. Do you know? It's a declaration of release from your belief in idols. Don't keep believing in idols. Don't keep believing in idols. Don't keep believing in idols. When you say through the love of God within you, you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. It is your acknowledgement of the truth about yourself. of the truth about yourself. Jack says, idols are people we worship also. Emily says, I declare release from idols. Jack says, I declare release from idols. I have made of people idols. That's right. Idols are false ideas. That's what Yvette says. Idols are false ideas. That's true. Victoria says, this is wonderful to know. Through the love of God within me, I can resolve all seeming difficulties. Woo! That is so good. Take a breath. So the last paragraph of this lesson says, listen to me now. Here we go. Here we go. It says, for 10 minutes twice today, morning and evening, let this idea for today sink deep into your consciousness. Let this idea sink deep into your consciousness that you are sustained by the love of God. Repeat it. I am sustained by the love of God. Think about it. I am sustained by the love of God. Let related thoughts come to help you recognize its truth and allow peace to flow over you. Allow peace to flow over you. Allow peace to flow over you like a blanket of protection and surety. Allow peace to flow over you like a blanket. Allow peace to flow over you like a blanket. It says, allow peace to flow over you like a blanket of protection and surety. Let no idle and foolish thoughts, let no idle and foolish thoughts enter to disturb the holy mind of you, the Son of God, the child of love. Let no idle and foolish thoughts enter to disturb your holy mind. Don't let any ego thoughts, no fear thoughts, no guilt thoughts, no anger thoughts enter into your innocent mind, because you are the Son of God, which means you are the extension of love. You are a child of God. You are a child of the Creator. Such is the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is absolutely letting no fearful, foolish thoughts intrude and disturb your peace of mind. Such is the resting place. Such is the resting place where your Father has placed you forever. Do you know your Creator has placed you in a beautiful resting place where nothing can disturb you at any level? All right. Okay, so I have something right at the end that I'm going to do that's going to drive this idea home for us. Woo, I needed this. You are sustained by the love of God. We are sustained by the love of God. I'm a full-time teacher. That was my calling. That's my function here in the world. You have your function here in the world. If you like to make a financial expression of appreciation, then I would surely appreciate that. Money is a channel. It's not the source. But if God's going to function, God functions through us. So thank you, those who feel called upon and moved by God to share a financial expression of appreciation to me. Just go to www.earlpurdy.com, Purdy, www.earlpurdy.com. I appreciate your financial expressions of appreciation. I'm available for one-on-one sessions to remove blocks, to help you get this, to help you get past some block that you're going through in your life. I am available through one-on-one sessions called Clarity Sessions. And working with me on a one-on-one, let me tell you, it can be an awesome healing experience. So go to my website, earlpurdy.com, and go and look at the section called Clarity Sessions, and it explains everything I do. And I've been also an astrologer and a numerologist for over 40 years, and I bring everything I've learned into our sessions. On Sundays, every 1 p.m. on Sundays Mountain Time, I do another Facebook Live, Course in Miracles, gathering in front of a live audience that you can watch. On Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, I also teach from some more channel material called The Way of Mastery. That's at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And then especially for Course in Miracles students, I do hardcore Course in Miracles on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Just go to the Earl Purdy page on Facebook, the Earl Purdy page. And if you're not on Facebook and you want to catch the live interactive broadcast, then just go to www.facebook.com/Earl Purdy Live. So even if you're not on Facebook, just go to this particular Earl. Just type in www.facebook.com/Earl Purdy Live. Okay. Now, please share this video. Please share this video. And so so right now for about 5 minutes or so, I'm going to do something that's very powerful that I want to ask you to join in with me. We are going to focus on, and we're going to use this idea, I am sustained by the love of God. We're going to repeat it. We're going to do it as many times as we can, okay? All right? I want you to do it with me. You can do it silently or you can do it out loud. I'm so glad that you have tuned in live because that's our spiritual family coming together. Okay, here we go. So, I am sustained by the love of God. That's what we're going to do. So let's have fun with it. Let's do the energy. Let's have some energy. Let's have some energy. Let's go. I am sustained by the love of God. 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 You are 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 sustained by the love of, let's say it, I am sustained by the love of God. 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 We are 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 sustained by the love of God. Take a breath. Feel it. I am sustained by the love of God. 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 You are sustained by the love of God. We are sustained by the love of God. So let's up it. Let's up it. Let's up it. Let's up the energy. Let's bring the energy up. Are you ready? Remember, use the idea. Use the idea. Remember what it said, that through the love of God within us, we can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Are you ready? Are you with me? Let's have fun. Let's say it. Let's say it. Let's say it. I am sustained by the love of God. 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 I am sustained by the love of now. We are sustained by the love of God. 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 Claim it for yourself. Claim it for yourself. I am sustained by the love of God. I am sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. We are sustained by the love of God. We are sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. Oh God, this was so good. I needed this. I needed this. I hope you needed it. Listen to this over and over and over again, especially when you're going through any kind of fear, any kind of financial fear in any way. When you're confronted with any problem, this is the answer to remind yourself that you are sustained by God's love. It's God that created you. It's God that's taking care of you. You're not supposed to be taking care of you. It's God that will take care of you. Just stop putting your faith in pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, money being like as the thing that's taking care of you. These things are the channels. They're neutral. You can receive through these things, but everything that you have comes only from God. Mighty companions, I love you. I appreciate you. And may the course be with you. Thank you for all the comments. I always read all the comments. Thanks for interacting with each other. Thanks for tuning in live and watch the replays and share the video. Share the video. Sign up for my contact list. Go to my website. Check all the videos out. I love you. Mwah.